Good morning, guys. This is the video review for Unit 3. Remember that on Tuesday, when you get back from the weekend, that is when you will turn this review in, and you will also be taking the exam. So, I'm going to go through some of these problems with you. If you look at the problem sets, you're going to have two problems that are kind of similar. And then at the end, so I'm only going to go through one problem with you all. And then at the end of this video, or actually at the end of the review videos, I will give you all the answers. So I'll just go through them so that you guys can copy the work, see what they are, if you get stuck. So we're going to start with number 1 here. So this one's saying ln of x plus 6 plus ln x equals ln 7. So one thing that I want you to notice here is I have logs on both sides of the equal sign. So that means I can use the one-to-one function. So I'm going to go ahead and combine first. So plus sign means I can multiply, equals log natural 7. Okay, and so I can get rid of the log naturals because I have logs on both sides of the equal sign. So I'm left with x times x plus 6 equals 7. I'm going to distribute, so x squared plus 6x equals 7. And since this is squared, guys, so only when this is squared, I'm going to go ahead and factor. So I'm going to move the 7 to the other side, and I'm left with this equation, plus 6x minus 7 equals 0. Okay, so at this point is where I'm going to do a, b, and c, where a is 1, b is 6, and c is negative 7. I'm going to make my little chart here. Remember, on this side I want a times c, which is going to be 1 times negative 7, which equals negative 7. And on the other side I want factors that when I add will equal to my b value, which is 6. So if I try negative 1 and 7, well, I see when I add these two numbers, negative 1 plus 7, it equals 6. So that is what I'm looking for. So my factors are x minus 1 and x plus 7. Okay, so in the end, here x is equal to positive 1 and x is equal to negative 7. Okay, and excuse me. Remember, I do need to plug these in. So when I plug a 1 in here, 1 plus 6 is 7. So I'm okay. And when I plug in an ln right here, again, this is just ln of 1, which is a positive number. I'm okay. When I plug in a negative 7, though, if I plug in negative 7 for x here, negative 7 plus 6 is negative 1. I can't have negative inside the log, so this is an extraneous solution. Okay. Now I'm going to go through number 2 with y'all just a little bit here. So again, I can combine, so log base 3, this is x times x plus 2 equals 1. Now, problem here, guys, I don't have log on both sides of the equal sign, so this is when I have to do my loop. So we've been practicing this when we did inverses yesterday anyway. So this is now base 3 power of 1 equals x times x plus 2, and I'm gonna distribute and all that good stuff. In the end, I'll end up with an answer, and again, try and work through that with by yourself. At the end, I will show you what that answer is. Okay, so moving on to exponentials now. Okay, excuse me. So remember that you're gonna have the basis for these should not be more than 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm sorry, not 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. Okay, so I can tell that 36 is probably gonna be a base of 6. Okay, so this is base of 6, and the way I would get 1 over 36, remember this is a fraction, so it would be a negative 2. Okay, so if it was a positive, or excuse me, if it was not a fraction, if it was just 36, then it would be 6 squared, okay? But since this is 1 over 36, it would be to the negative 2 power. And then I put the rest of my, exponent equals, and then this would also be a base 6. And to get to 216, that would be 6 to the negative 3 power, just because this is a fraction as well, times negative 2a minus 3. So now I have the same base, so essentially I can get rid of it. Okay, so I'm left with negative 2 times 2a minus 2 equals negative 3 times negative 2a minus 3. So I'm going to distribute negative 4a plus 4 equals negative times negative is positive 6a. Negative times negative is negative, positive again, plus 9. And then I'm going to move stuff around here. So minus 4, minus 4. They cancel here. I'm left with negative 4a equals 6a plus 5 minus 6a minus 6a, and then two negatives. So negative 4 minus 6 is negative 10a is equal to 5. Divide by negative 10. A is equal to 5 over negative 10, which I can reduce to negative 1/2. Okay. So moving forward here, two types of exponentials I can solve for. So for this one, you can see that I have power of 2n here. Okay, so this is one where I'm going to have to do some factoring. Okay, and so what I'm going to do here is move everything to one side. So plus 6e to the n, so they cancel here. Plus 6e to the n, so I'm left with e to the 2n plus 6 to the en minus 16 equals 0. Okay. Now from here again, I'm going to do a, b, and c, like factoring like we did before, where a is 1, the number in front, b is 6, positive 6, and negative 16. Make my little chart here. This is going to be a times c, so 1 times negative 16, which is negative 16. And over here I want a b value of 6. So what I'm actually looking for here is negative 2 and 8. These two factors, if I multiply these two numbers, it gives me negative 16, and if I add them, they equal 6. So these are the ones I'm looking for. So this would be e to the n power minus 2, e to the n power plus 8. And again, I'm going to go ahead and set these equal to 0. So e to the n equals 2, e to the n plus 8 equals 0, so e to the n equals negative 8. And from this point, remember, I'm going to turn this ln to the e. I picked up a 2 equals n. Do the same here. ln e to negative 8 equals n. And again, guys, I cannot have negatives inside the log, so this right here would be an extraneous solution. Okay, so dealing with condensing and expanding. Okay, this one, I mean, I know it looks a little weird, but this right here is the same as saying 6 log 3z plus 1/3 log 3x. Okay, so go ahead and change it to that so that you guys are a little bit more used to the way it looks. So if I'm going to condense it, guys, first thing I want to do is put these numbers in as exponents. So this is log base 3z to the 6th power plus log base 3 x to the 1/3 power. Okay, plus sign in between, so log base 3 z to the 6 times x to the 1/3, which I don't want to write it this way, so this would be the same as saying log base 3 z to the 6th power times the cubed root of x. So just like that. Okay. So this would be the last problem that I'm going to do here on this video. This is an expansion problem. So what I'm going to do here, guys, you see how in between right now I'm multiplying, so I should see this with a plus sign. So W4 plus log base 5 square root of u. Remember, I'm expanding here, so I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this. So this is going to be the same, square root of u is the same as u to the 1/2 power. And now I can move my exponents to the front to fully expand. Okay, and that is my full expansion. So that concludes video 1, guys. You are going to continue, and so that you guys can see these also at home. This is going to be part 1, unit 3 review.